I've been checking out Assassin's Creed games again, and quite a bit of people recommended checking out Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So, without further ado, and of course, no major story spoilers, let's dive into this Odyssey review to see if it's worth your time and money or not.
Spartans! Every breath that you have taken has led you to this moment. Every drop of blood, sweat, and tear, all of it has led to where you stand right now. The Persians come to make slaves of us all. I have a better idea. I say we drench the gods with their blood! What say you, Spartans? For our sons! For our daughters! For Sparta!
AC Odyssey takes place during the times of the Spartans and the Athenians, where you play as a Mystios, simply a mercenary in this case. You have the choice to play the story as Alexios or Cassandra. I personally played the story as Alexios, but found it interesting to hear Cassandra is actually the canon character of the game, meaning Ubisoft made this game with her being the main character in mind, which I'd be curious to see how they slightly differ from one another depending on who you pick. The story was brilliant. It was very long and a slow start, but nonetheless a good tale with a satisfying ending to it. Roughly taking me about 40 hours to beat, where if you are a completionist looking to 100% dominate the game, it's said to take around 130 plus hours to do so. In the story, choices you make along the way have consequences, which will influence how things develop in the story. So with that being said, be careful how you play. You never know how things will end up. Choices matter. Which leads to me telling you this. There are 9 possible endings to this game. Choices matter, so makes sense, right? But if you are like me, that is great news. I personally was alright with the ending I got, but it does make me curious on tackling another playthrough eventually to see what I could have done otherwise.
Hey, that's new.
Now, when it comes to RPG experiences and games, I think a world can be make or break as well as the story. The world has to draw a player in, adding to the experience. I think AC Odyssey excels on that aspect. The world is massive. In fact, Odyssey's map is the biggest to date in the series. Compared to my first open world experience in the Assassin's Creed series with Valhalla, I do enjoy how the map is laid out all in one place. Where in Valhalla, it was split from Norway and England. I wasn't a huge fan of that aspect. It's crazy. Even after finishing the story, I still need to explore places. There is just so many. But the awesome thing is, they're unique. Not all landmasses and areas are the same, where you don't feel that the creators just copied and pasted stuff in here and there. There is a good variety. From greenery, volcanoes, ruins, villages, tombs, and so much more, the world is full of wildlife too. From aquatic life in the seas to land creatures like boars, bears, lions, and even the worst of them all, snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Exploring and really getting lost in the world is very easy to do in this, as the game offers you 2 options for gameplay modes, exploration and guided, where exploration is just as it sounds. Everything is left for you to discover, even where the objectives are. You can get descriptions of what or who to look out for, but it's entirely up to you to find it. I gave this mode a shot, and after truly getting nowhere with the story and getting lost and exploring the world for hours, I decided to go back on track as I needed the option of guided, where it plays more like the traditional style you're probably used to, where it'll have an icon over the places and objectives needing accomplished. The nice thing about this is you can choose to toggle it in the menus if you want to go back and forth between these 2 options. As for moving about the story and progressing through it, it does tie into the leveling system, which I admit was kind of a pro and a con. It was a con on the fact I'd be enjoying the story, going from mission to mission, wanting to find out what's next. Then, a wall would appear in the form of, this is the recommended level of tackling this mission, and it would jump like 8 to 10 levels at times. It would take the wind out of my sails, where I'd have to go do other stuff in order for me to level up so I could continue the main story. The good news about leveling is there is so much opportunities and stuff to do in this game in order to get those levels, or for those who may get bored and look to switch things up for a bit, like taking your ship, the Adrestria, to the seas and exploring new lands or getting into ship battles. I didn't think I would enjoy ship battles, but once I started upgrading my ship a bit more and learning the ways of the sea, it actually was a fun time. With this playing like an RPG, you'll run into several side missions along the way too. Another thing I found cool and actually found myself getting into more than I expected was the cult hierarchy chart. There is a cult that plays a massive role with the story. It's up to you to find clues throughout the world, revealing the different members on this chart and track them down with the striking below. Not all members need to be taken out for the story to progress, but majority of the members will reward you with great gear and its bragging rights with a feeling of accomplishment for taking them out. Furthermore, with leveling, you would get points to invest into the skill tree. It is divided into 3 categories: Hunter, Warrior, and Assassin, allowing you to improve in different skills, but also giving you access to equipping abilities. Since I'm being honest with you, it was a love-hate relationship with these abilities. It made the game fun, but also made you realize how broken some were, where you basically felt like a juggernaut who couldn't be taken down. My favorite was the Spartan kick. I was kicking enemies' asses who were levels above me, especially if I got them close to a high ledge. At that point, it was basically game over to my foes.
This is Sparta!
Alright, so for a few things I could have easily lived without, I felt Ubisoft got lazy on some of their synchronization viewpoints. Some were gorgeous, and others, it was like, what the hell is this? I kid you not, I had one where I climbed up on a wooden, it was maybe 7 feet tall, of a hut, and that was the sync viewpoint. Seriously? Cosmetics I feel got a bit too much as well, where if I wanted to, I could make my horse look like a unicorn, or change my appearance of my outfit to look like Ezio, the OG assassin of the series. I get it, some people may enjoy that, but I was not one of them. I wanted the experience to be historically accurate, look-wise at least, and not take away from the Spartan experience of Odyssey. Also, this is a story player game. Nowadays, I get how that stuff is big cash grabs in multiplayer games, but in a story game? For real? Now, for those people who still may be like,
this game is still not looking too good, Hoodie.
that's okay. I'm here to give you my honest thoughts to hopefully help you make a decision that works best for you. This game doesn't play like the classic Assassin's Creed games. It plays like an RPG where you build Alexios or Cassandra, depending who you pick, from the ground up and maneuvering through the story as you so please. Plus, like I mentioned in the very beginning, it takes a long ass time to complete this game. Unfortunately, not everyone has all the time in the world to play games. I know I don't. That's why it's taken me so long to get this video out.
It's been 84 years.
But for those who are still interested, let me keep going for you, as there is still a little more stuff you need to know. I gotta say, though, I hope Assassin's Creed keeps this involved in their game, where they not only have the historical aspects and figures, like all their other games, but a dash or a touch of mythology from those cultures where the games take place. I liked how Greek mythology played a part in Odyssey, but it was appropriately done, where it wasn't
Shoved in your face.
but you knew it was there or around. I got a chance to battle some mythological creatures and got some sweet loot from it too. Plus, I got a chance to visit the legendary city of Atlantis. This is a DLC, I might add, but nonetheless gives players a chance to explore that stuff if they so choose. Overall, I think this has got to be the best Spartan experience I've ever played, and I did enjoy my time with Odyssey. For those who are out there that recommended I'd give this one a go, thanks, and it was a good call. Thank you to everyone who made it to this point in the video. You are awesome, and I do appreciate you and your time. Please drop a like and subscribe as this community is growing, and I'd love to have you join us if you haven't already. Plus, this video took a ton of time to put together, as the game is a behemoth to get through, and then the editing afterwards. I'd appreciate it, and it helps me out tremendously. If you want more Assassin's Creed content, I'm planning on checking out a few of the other games too. But before we wrap up, let me know in the comments, have you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Or what are your thoughts on it? Most importantly, remember to take care of yourself. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.